Hello Internet World, welcome to my review of the Flare Studio Master in-ear earphones. These were very kindly sent in to me free of charge by the manufacturer. No money's changed hands, they haven't asked me to say anything in particular. I'm simply sharing my opinion with you so that you can make an informed buying decision. Now Flare Audio make a whole range of 3D printed earphones in this particular range, and this is the top of the range combo version. And in comparison to the other earphones in this particular range, the Studio Master is equipped with their premium Beryllium drivers. And wow, I have been blown away by these. I have to tell you that straight away. These are absolutely amazing. Words can't express how awesome these sound. Now you can see here the box contents. I'll quickly run through this. We get a user guide. This is going to guide you through fitting instructions using the Bluetooth model and getting the best out of your earphones. We also get two little packs, and these contain different types of silicone ear tips and audiophile tips. The silicone tips are, as you would expect, they are silicone ear tips in different sizes. So we've got two pairs inside the envelope there, and then the third pair I've already removed from the envelope and installed it onto the earphones themselves. And then we also get these audiophile tips, and these are more like a sponge, and again you get three. They're a little bit difficult to get out of the envelope there, but you get three different sizes, and they're more of like a sponge memory foam type ear tip. And I would suggest using the audiophile tips if you were listening in a home environment, and use perhaps the silicone ear tips if you're going to use these whilst you're out and about, because they're just a little bit more robust, the silicone ones. They both sound good, but I found that the silicone ones are just a little bit more robust. You also get a little case. So this is a little zip case with two pockets to store the cables and accessories. You also get a charging cable. This is micro USB to USB. The reason you get this is because this is the combo model. I'll just remove this and show you the back of the box. So this is actually the combo model in graphite. If you were buying just the wired version, you wouldn't get the charging cable, obviously. We also get the Bluetooth MMCX controller in here because, again, this is the combo model. Laser fused resin housing, 3.5mm input for if you're using these wired, and of course the replaceable tips on here as well. This is the Bluetooth MMCX controller just here. So this allows you to use these in Bluetooth mode. There's also a little control halfway up the cable with a little built-in mic, and this is where you're going to charge this as well. So it's sort of this portion here that adds the Bluetooth capability. I've tested it with both. I prefer them wired, but the Bluetooth is very nice sounding as well. So what I've done here as well is I've just left the silicone ear tip just on one. You can see I've removed it from one of the tips. And I wanted to do this because here you can see sort of where these have been 3D printed. The fit and finish all the way round is exceptional. This little lip that's left on here is what's going to hold the silicone ear tip in place, or indeed the audiophile ear tip. So a little tiny bit rough around here, but it's absolutely fine. You're not going to be removing and installing these all the time, but I would be very careful when you're installing them. On the back here, a little bit different from their other models, is instead of it being an all graphite finish, we've got this sort of lighter colour finish on the back plate, on the back of the earphones. And then of course we can remove these because it is that MMCX connection there as well, and that's where you would connect this in place if you were using these Bluetooth. And if in fact you were using these Bluetooth, you'd simply connect the ear tips to the Bluetooth module because you wouldn't need the cable portion. So that's how you use them with this separate sort of Bluetooth module. If you're using them wired, of course, 3.5mm connection, nice thin cable, really easy to manage. Now let's move on to talking about the actual audio quality. Well, you're going to be absolutely blown away with these. The drivers inside here and the tuning, wow, the soundstage is just so wide and encompassing. And I found myself just absolutely mesmerised by audio tracks that I've listened to plenty of times, But listening to them again with these particular earphones was just simply stunning. I cannot believe how sort of open they sound. The Flare Studio Master have been tuned to really deliver an all-encompassing, very wide soundstage with just such authority as well. Low bass frequencies, mid-tones that sound extremely natural, especially for vocal tracks, and then higher frequencies that contain so much detail that you'll start hearing things in the music tracks that you haven't heard before. It really does pull out that sort of resolution and detail. I think they've also done a fantastic job of keeping these, for all intents and purposes, a wired pair of earphones, but then of course really spending their time developing this Bluetooth module, the MMCX Bluetooth module, because even when I was using these wirelessly, they still retained plenty of detail and a very, very engaging soundstage. So I think Flare Audio really thought this combination out. I think the finishing as well, take into account these are 3D printed very precisely, and the finishing they've done on the housings is simply stunning. So they've done a really good job on that, and they've delivered all of this in a really great package that still doesn't cost too much. It's still very affordable, and I think that that's where this is a really good proposition, because you're getting stunning audio quality all wrapped up in this all-round package, used wired or wirelessly, and it doesn't cost an absolute fortune. It's very, very attainable. So for that, I can commend Flare Audio. They've done a fantastic job, and the Flare Studio Master come right at the top of my recommendation list for a wired or wireless in-ear earphone combination. So that is it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to pick up the Flare Studio Masters for yourself, there is indeed a link down in the video description. Please also do hit the like button and subscribe. That really does help the channel out. Drop me some comments, and I'll see you in another video very, very soon.